This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, this is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth, Lord willing, it can be edifying. And this is another video going into this whole energy crisis in Europe. I know I did a video on it the other day, but more information's coming out. All right, things are happening. All right, Europe's catching hell right now, man. All right, and of course, it's just a prelude, as always, to what's about to happen soon here in America, Babylon the Great. Because we know the Lord is going to send that greatest judgment upon America. All right, but you see these other Edomite nations, because most of Western Europe are all Edomites, so-called white people. And right now they're catching hell, man, with this whole conflict going on with Russia and Ukraine. And, basically it's setting things up for that beast to hate the whore. Because those NATO and EU nations are pretty much over there in Europe, outside of maybe a couple countries, United States being that main one, but United States, once again, is that whore that sat upon the beast, controlling basically the figurehead. Everything flowed through America, but now, we're seeing the latter end, and we're seeing that those that were at peace, they're about to deceive America, man. All right, and why? Because now they're catching hell because the United States decided to pretty much get involved, and they did it by way of NATO, but decided to pretty much get involved into with the affairs of helping Ukraine fend off Russia, when it really didn't have anything to do with, it wasn't a direct threat to us or anything, right? It wasn't a direct threat, other than the fact that it came out that there was like 18 bio labs or bioweapon labs in Ukraine that belonged to the United States. China blew the lid on that, and everybody's beginning to rebuke America. Everybody's beginning to hate this place, and this place is being shown to be, that source of wickedness in all the earth, man. And the Lord is putting the spirit on these nations to want to eradicate this bitch, and that's what's going to happen very soon. But right now, Europe is catching hell, man, and soon they're going to point the finger at America. Make no mistake about it. Let's check it out. This is Zero Hedge. It says Europe on the brink. 70,000 Czech, so it's Czech Republic, right? Czech protesters flood Prague over energy crisis. More than 70,000 Czechs are protesting in Prague, the capital, demanding the ruling coalition take neutral stance on the Ukraine war to ensure energy supplies from Russia aren't cut off ahead of winter. They're telling the Czech Republic to take a neutral stance, not to side with America. Well, they're saying neutral, but hell, they might end up siding with Russia so that they can continue to, get those natural resources. All right, because Russia, as we've been bringing out many times, they're an energy hub, right? They supply most of Western Europe with most of its energy, natural gas, oil, and whatnot. And the fact that Nord Stream pipeline had been cut off, which they were supposed to start it back up, but they delayed it, is putting a squeeze on their economy. It's fucking their energy up, man. All right, people's energy bills getting all high. I did that in the video the other day. The energy bills are getting high, and their livelihoods are being drastically affected by this. And once again, they're going to start looking at, like, why the fuck are we even siding with America, and America's not helping us? We should just side with Russia. And that's the spirit that these different countries over there are going to be in. It says, protesters are outraged at the European Union, the EU, right? That's part of the beast system, for sanctions against Russia that have sparked soaring electricity bills and triggered a cost of living crisis. And it hasn't even gotten cold yet. It says the aim of our demonstration is to demand change, mainly in solving the issues of energy prices, especially electricity and gas, which will destroy our economy this autumn. Event organizer Jerry Havel told local news IDNES, and quoted by Reuters, the protest held at Wenceslas Square in the heart of the capital comes one day after the Czech government survived a no-confidence vote over opposition claims of inaction to protect citizens against the energy hyperinflation. Emerging political instability shows how Europe's energy crisis fuels discontent among households. We noted a new study Friday that warned civil unrest could flare up, and this is all biblical prophecy, in parts of Europe over the next 6 months because of the deteriorating macro backdrop of high inflation. The Czechs are tired of Western sanctions and Russia that have sparked. And when they say Western sanctions, they're basically talking about who's at the spearhead of that. America. Says Czechs are tired of Western sanctions on Russia that have sparked a devastating energy crisis. They want Czech interests first over the EU's and demands cheap Russian gas and neutrality. Check this out. They're protesting, man. 70,000. All right, just wait till they begin to get violent, man. Where people's lights are cut off, where there's no food in the grocery stores, man. And it's starting over there, but best believe it's gonna come here. All right, once again, all biblical property. The people are lined the streets, man. All right, you see it. Look at that. Just imagine if they get violent, man. All right, it's gonna come to that very soon, man. Okay, and that's the end of that article. So I have another article queued up. Alright, these articles are coming out back to back to back. Zero Hedge. Darker and colder. Europeans warn of unprecedented power failures this winter. So not only are the high gas prices, but hey, it's going to be a full-out shortage of energy altogether. Alright. They were talking about these rolling blackouts in the summer, but the summer's almost over. You know, and it seems like they didn't go through with that. But when it gets cold, man, it's fair game. Because Europeans are being warned of unprecedented power failures this winter as the energy crisis brings a foreseeable future that will be colder and darker. Operation Dark Winter, right? There's an increased risk of lack of power this winter. Klaus Winter, Deputy Director of Energinet, the Danish National Transmission System operator for electricity and natural gas, told TV2. It says Winter says the crisis will herald a new era of energy consumption predicted on rationing to prevent blackouts. A perfect storm of soaring prices, a hot, dry summer, and a collapse in the confidence of energy security means power grid failures are now a real possibility. They keep warning about this, man. All right, the Lord's either gonna put the spirit on them to cut the lights out, or the Lord is just gonna move his hand and cut the power out, man. All right, we know that this time is going to be a time like none other. It says the production of electricity cannot keep up with the demand, and this increases the probability of a power failure, says Winter. Although insisting the power cuts are the absolute last tool we have in the drawer, Winter warned that individual distribution companies may be forced to shut off electricity supplies for hours at a time to avoid longer blackouts. Meanwhile, Brian Van Mathiesen, professor of energy planning at Aalborg University, said Danes may have to adopt a 1970s oil crisis style mentality and get used to living in colder and darker houses. And through the Spirit, all right, starting with the elders and apostles GMS to the men on down, have been warning you that this was coming. And this is in Europe, and you might not think it concerns you people in America, but it's going to hit you people the hardest. That's why I'm going back. Let's read this. Let's read this again. 2 Esdras chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time that shall dwell in the world. All right, the whole world, right? Because they have walked in great pride. These people are proud as hell. They don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't think anything bad is going to happen to them. You know, and that's what the Lord is bringing. We're going to get this. We're going into the different protests. You know, just all out hell breaking loose amongst these different people. Let's get 2nd Esdras 15. And we'll start at verse 1. Behold, speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. That's what we're speaking. When we do our videos, we're not talking about Hebrew Israelite relationships or this, that, and a family structure. No, we're occupied in prophecy. That's what the men of the Lord, the prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, will be doing, especially in these last times before this great judgment. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. That's why it said in 2nd Esdras 8, many great miseries shall be done to them, and that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Because this wickedness and this pride have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as concerning their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. See, right now the Lord is gathering his elect. All right, he's going to get ready to protect them and deliver them from this hell that's going to, be in the midst. Because yes, we're still going to be here until the missiles drop, but the Lord is going to have a hedge of protection around his men, women, and children. All right, they're going to be protected from the plagues, from the famines, from the calamities, from death. But these other people, the 2/3 of our people, and the rest of the world, it's fair game on them, man. Verse 11, it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and without a fearful consolation. Verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Right, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It's going to come upon all these people. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And you're seeing, Salakia for a second. But we're seeing that, like the article I just brought out with the Czech Republic, and it's going to go out throughout all Europe, man. You know, you read in 2nd Esdras the 9th chapter, that's a major sign of the times to come. All right, earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. This is another example of these uproars. 70,000, 100,000 people, man, all in unity against the government, not regarding their kings nor princes. And soon it's going to turn violent, man. Make no mistake about it, especially here in America. You have these different Antifa, Proud Boys. You know, you got, you have these different private militias. You know, these Trump-loving, gun-toting Edomites that are ready to overthrow the government because they've been cut out of their own blessing. Verse 15 again, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And it's going to get it so bad that martial law is going to be declared. It says, for because of their pride, once again, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, right? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming. Make no mistake about it. All right, these famines are going to hit so hard, man. And they're talking about, a damn dark winter. You know, now whether it's going to be manufactured or authentic, straight from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, we have to wait and see. But we know this is the year of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua turning up, man. All right, this year flew by. And when winter comes, man, we see the days are being shortened for the elect's sake. We see time is speeding up. And the Lord said, he's gonna shorten those days for the elect's sake. Because if not, there shall no flesh left to be saved. You know, there's not going to be any flesh left to be saved. So the Lord is going to come and make that, come in and swoop in for the rescue. You know, the Lord is going to protect us from these things. But as for these other people, man, they about to catch hell. Europe is catching hell right now, man. All right, we're going to keep, everything updated. If more information comes out, Lord willing, the Spirit is on us to go into it, man. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.